Hello Maestros, it's Composered here, and today I have a very special video for you. The people over at Noteflight have offered to let me do some tutorial videos on their software and also use their software for writing music for the channel, which is fantastic. I want to give a great shout out and thank you to them and their team there for making a great program that actually gave me my start in music composition. So everything that you see on the channel is all thanks to Noteflight and everything that I've learned off of them. I am going to be starting this tutorial series today, and the first video I think it'd be appropriate to get acquainted with everything that Noteflight has to offer. So let's get into it. Now first, when you sign up or you log in, if you already have an account, you'll be shown your home page, and that's your central for everything musical that you need to know. You have the option to create a new score. If you already have pieces that you've made, like I have a couple here that I've done for a few other YouTubers, then you can get to those really easily. You can see the ones that you've made public for everyone else to see. You can search for other people, other friends that might want you to review their music. There are forums, groups. You can get help everywhere that you need. Everything is fantastic here for that. I gained a lot of support from the public aspect of Noteflight when I first started, and it was immensely helpful because everyone gave me tips and tricks on how to do things that I didn't even know about until I became more versed in what music composition meant. So that is a fantastic opportunity that everyone has. But for now, I want to get in and actually show you what your piece looks like when you start a new piece on Noteflight. So if you haven't started one yet, you'll go to New Score, and when you click on that, it'll give you the option to either start a blank document or import a file. And by importing a file, such as like an XML or a MIDI file, that allows you to just already have notes on the page that you might have written in another software that you want to import to Noteflight. And then if you want to start with a blank document like I have on a few of these, then it just gives you a nice piano sheet to work with, and you can add instruments, take away instruments. We'll all demonstrate that here. But here's my basic piece, and I've titled it aptly Hello Noteflight. But you can change your title and your composer name, lyricist, subtitle, anything that you need by simply clicking and then using your keyboard. It's as simple as that for basically everything that Noteflight has to offer. It's really nice. And say if you had a marking that you needed to make in the music, you would simply double click on that like a text mark, and you can use your keyboard and edit that any way you needed. So let's say you needed to put Allegro instead of Presto. You can easily do that. Just double click, delete. There you go. Now you have Allegro. You can create dynamics really simply and easily. Like right here you see Pianissimo is already written, but we can get rid of that, use our dynamics palette, click on the expression, and make it forte if we really wanted. And it's that simple. Everything is one click, two click, done. That's why it's so great for both new composers and experienced composers alike, because experienced composers will be able to just fly through making their music. They'll be able to have a great time using a software that's really helpful. And new composers, like when I first started out back in 2011, will be able to get an easy grasp on what music composition really is, how to work around sheet music, and if you want to, even transcriptions are really easy to do using Noteflight too. It's very, very nice. But let's get into some of the features that Noteflight has. So I am using for my channel page the basic Noteflight subscription. That one's the free subscription that you get, and you get the access to most everything that Noteflight has to offer, with the exception of just a couple advanced features. So you can do everything that you see on the page here with the basic subscription. The only exception is the transcribe feature. I've used the transcribe feature before. It allows you to use a keyboard, like a MIDI keyboard, and play along notes and add them into your score. It's super simple to use, and if I was using my account with the premium membership, then I'd be able to give you a demonstration of that today, but I do not have that one associated with my channel. So maybe in the future we will get that shown to the public. But if you want to add notes, it's as easy as click the measure and then click the note you want to add. So I just added a B, and it took all of maybe 1/4 of a second to do. And you can just click along, and I'm not adding any particular melody or anything like that. But it's just so simple to create these lines as fast as you want. And then you can add different note lengths, like I can create 16th note runs in about 2 seconds. Oh, as I mistake. There we go. Now look at that. All of that was done in probably under 10 seconds. And that's not even having an idea to work with. That's just going off of something. Like if you have one of your own ideas, then it is super simple and super quick to use Noteflight. Now, there are a couple other functions that I want to show you on here. You have your drop menu over on this left side, and that has all of the centers that you would need for everything you would want to do in composition. You can change note styles with this palette here, and it creates a drop menu, and you can change all of the different stems and note head shapes. There's the voice tab, which allows you to create 2 voices in one, so especially in piano pieces when you want to have 2 lines, maybe a chord held underneath, and then an upper voice to play a melody over top of that. That's extremely helpful. Then if you're doing guitar tablature, you can show bends, you can do the strum patterns, everything that you would need there. Voice lines, like the vibrato lines down there, you can create those as well. And then these with the check marks next to them are the palettes that are viewable on the page, so I can add as many as I wanted. So there's our articulation palette, ornament palette, and then note palette does not go up top. But that is the full option that you have at the top of your screen to use. And this is so easy. As you're going down your piece, it scrolls with you. So like let's say I was down at the end of this piece, I created a whole note down here that I needed to add an accent to, and then I needed to make it vibrato. I could do that very, very easily without having to do any maneuvering around the page or hotkeys or anything like that. It's so simple to use for beginning composers like myself back in the day. And now, even as a professional, I find it really easy to use, especially for pieces that I've been commissioned to do for YouTube. That has been invaluable for me. So definitely give Noteflight a check out. And another fun feature, if you wanted to make your score public, you can do that through here too, and you can show the world what you've been working on. You go over to Connect, you go to who can access the score, everyone, and then everyone can search and browse to find it, and that allows people to come in and give you those comments and tips that I was talking about, and also give you more of a following on Noteflight too, if you get to be one of those fantastic composers like I know you all will be. So I won't make this public just yet. But that's just showing you a little bit of all the options that Noteflight has to offer, and it's just a fantastic program to use. There's so many instruments that you can add in. You have string instruments, guitar, electric bass, woodwinds, brass, percussion. Then you have, of course, have the piano down here under keyboards and pitch percussion. But if you wanted to add even more instruments, there are probably up around 100 instruments that you could get if you upgraded to the premium version as well, which I have on my first account. And that's amazing because then you have string orchestra sounds, and you have amazing band instruments like English horn, I believe you can add in if you really needed to, for, like, say, if you're making a piece of your own for a commission then and you needed an English horn part, you can add that in really easily. And in the future, of course, I will be doing more videos on how to use Noteflight, more tutorials. So definitely check back. Thank you so much for watching. This has been episode 1 of our Noteflight tutorial series. Like, share, subscribe. Check out the other videos on the channel. This has been Composered. Have a great day.